one. That's my tree for today. What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another week. We are out here in the sun. Found a nice little tree to do it here. Just a little check-in, shorter video today. And I want to go into some things in general that most people in life, and probably definitely triathlon, definitely in sports as well, go into, and that is dealing with setbacks. So we are now spot on 11 days out from the race. By the time this video comes out, it's a little bit less. So far my preparation has been, I would say, 85%, 90% smooth. I mean, really I have to say the changes so far were good physiologically, and the body has been adapting well, and like I didn't have major setbacks. What did I have? I mean, I had one small knee niggle. It was a little tendon issue. Didn't come from running. Was actually that was a mistake of mine. And then also it comes to how to deal with those. That was a mistake from my front in the gym. I did all the squat racks. Were busy for a long time. I've been doing squats for a long time at higher weights for max strength. But I got impatient. I got sick of waiting and did it in leg press, single legged. Haven't done that in months. And in general, max strength with a lot of weight, single leg press is just too much tension for the kneecap, and boom, I got a little bit of a tendon issue there, but that was like a few months back. I think at 2 weeks I had to adjust the running a little bit and cut it down, but then it was gone again. Nothing big. And then the psychological changes, of course, there were some, and I still struggle with them, to be honest. That is mainly, let's say before I had always a lot going on in one day, a lot of different tasks, a lot of different people I worked with in a day, a lot of things I did, like a long list of tasks per se that you did. And I always got up very early. I like to get up like 5 a.m., did my sport and all those things. By the time it's 8 a.m., I already did so many things, and it kind of felt good. It was good. When the ego was happy that you got so much done, right? Anyways, and now I go to bed at 10 and I sleep until 8. So I get my 10 hours. That's, of course, sleep is the biggest recovery tool. So if I cut on that, now having the time and not being able to absorb the training, that's entirely my fault. Yeah, but if I wake up at 8 and then have breakfast, first session, 9:30 maybe, there I struggle with, especially if my wife is, for example, at work, she leaves earlier. It's a bit, you feel a little bit useless, right? Especially if you're used to doing so many things, but then you gotta take your mind back and that you wanted this, and this is the way to professional sports, to recover the best of your ability. So you gotta keep your head in the game. That's tricky sometimes. And now another little setback. I haven't been sick in, I would say, 2 years straight, maybe 3. And of course now 2 weeks before the race, you maybe hear a little bit, I got a cold yesterday. First I thought, no, I didn't know, but I made a COVID test, of course, it isn't COVID. My wife had it first, and then I tried to do everything not to get it, so she just felt off. And then I slept in another room, put a mask on at home, doubled down with all the recovery tools like vitamins and whatnot. But yeah, it's too late, I caught it. Luckily, it's not something really bad, so I would say 3 days in total. 2 weeks out from the race, that's still okay. If this was race week, I'd probably be a bit more nervous. But now I know, okay, it's second day now, end of the second day. I feel much better already, but I'm not going to do the sport today because it would be too early. I know I did that in the past, start too early and then you crash a little bit again. So patience pays off there. Eat, sleep, recover well. And then tomorrow I'll do some easy sport. Most of us would fall easily into worrying, and there I'm quite happy that I had, first I've been doing the sport for a long time, had many experiences pre-race. I had 13 Ironmans I did, another many more triathlons, 70.3 mainly. For example, one example, I had food poisoning. Thursday before, Sunday was the 70.3, that was in 2014-15 in Austria, St. Pölten. I think that year, I don't know. But I had it on Thursday, and literally Friday, I was so tired I couldn't sit in a chair without my eye closing. That much depleted. And Sunday, I had a really good race. I'm not kidding. I had good legs. I had a solid race. So like really, the tricky one, if you are situations, so why I want to come to this now, it would be super easy for me to now succumb to my weak side and just start worrying what is in 11 days time, how I'm gonna feel in 11 days time. But the truth is, you don't have an hourglass. You don't know what's going to be in the future. You can just impact the right here and now. Reality is also with Ironman training especially, most of the work isn't done 2 weeks before. It's been the 6 months before, 1 year before. And now for 1 year I had 20 hours, 40 average. And for the last 6 months I had 24-hour average of aerobic training and quality and whatnot. So all I got to do now is recover well. And then of course you're going to activate the muscles a little bit, the engine, the aerobic system, that knows what's coming a little bit. But like I said, and then probably have a really good race. So I think so. I think it's going to be still super good. But super important to not fly ahead with your brain and not allow it to control you. So if you are dealing with any kind of setbacks right before your race, also know that the biggest wins and all of those, they mostly had really bumpy roads just before. I remember one thing that Sebastian Kienle shared before he won his first and only Kona actually so far, 2:14 Kona. 3 weeks before he was in a highway in Kona, he got out of the car. He wanted to legit, he was crying, wanted to go home, and he felt so horrible. He couldn't take it, like really bad, like that bad, that he wanted to quit the whole thing. So, and then he didn't run, I think, even for the 6 months before, barely. And then he won and ran a 2:49 marathon. So just showing that don't judge it too early, because you could actually have the opposite, that you have the flawless, perfect execution. And maybe then, and that, to be honest, sometimes that happens more often than not, that then the race itself has all the issues, all the trouble things are in the race itself, and it's completely off. So a perfect preparation doesn't mean a perfect race, and a not 100% preparation doesn't mean you have a bad race. So that's something you have to remember. So if you do have some issues just before a race, might be 2 weeks out, might be 1 week out, super important that you don't allow your brain to go to the future. So for example, also for those 2 days, I knew I was sick, and I knew it would be actually detrimental to occupy myself too much with the sport itself, to look at the athlete guide. All the things would kind of bring out doubt in me if I would perform in 11 days time or not, right? So that is not going to help you. That's most likely just going to make it worse, because you're going to feel stressed and worry, and then you're probably wasting your recovery, and you're slowing down probably the recovery of your sickness or whatever is going on. So super important, just take it day by day. And already the second day, I remember, for example, the day before the sickness, I had a super power session, one of the best swims ever, really good run. Although the run there, so already the heart rate was higher than usual. I thought it was allergy or something, but that was significantly higher. So I thought it's allergy, so my mistake. So because if there's something up with heart rate, normally if you overtrain, it's suppressed. So some people take it for fitness. If you go for a run, for example, and it's much lower than normal, a lot of people think, oh yeah, I'm super fit, this is a sign of fitness. Can be, but very often it's actually, if it's more than 10 beats suppressed, it's most likely you're overreaching, your heart and nervous system is just overloaded. So probably should back off. But what I'm gonna check now, when I start back tomorrow, for example, do some light gym, just some activation work, and like a little spin, super easy ride, I don't know how long, 60 minutes max, maybe 30 minutes, just like get used to things. Yeah, there I'll look at my heart rate and watts and feeling very closely. So if I notice there, for example, hey, my heart rate is jumping super high, my effort is way harder at the easy watts than it normally is, then I probably do 20-30 minutes, just like check out and let it rest a bit more. If not, I do 60 minutes super easy, but and then a day after I should be back. So really, the data can help you, or will help you, to make your feelings and how your session feels will make it more objective as well. And super important that you don't beat yourself up over those things, because that's not gonna help, right? If you are a triathlete, you do 3 sports, so you gotta give yourself some credit there. Most likely backing down and you being weak, what most will say to themselves, that if they can finish something, you're just being weak. That is actually pretty immature, and in the past I was like that as well, but that's actually not if you know yourself, if you have doubts and your brain is trying to tell you something, normally you crave big sessions, you crave to work out and train, but your brain is telling you something. If you're really dreading something and motivation is low, those are the first signs that you're just tired. You're not weak, you're not on any of that. You're probably just tired. Can be a mix of things, but just take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and train smart. Anyways, I'm out of here. I see you next week, and that's gonna be the last video before Frankfurt. And then already in 11 days time, you can follow on the Ironman tracker, and let's rock it. guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. You can really help me out if you like and subscribe, push your notification bell, comment below what you want to see next, and I see you in the next video.